This is the Hiboy S2R. R stands for replaceable battery. Overall, it's a pretty good scooter, and we will get into the features, the pros and cons, and then give you my opinion overall. I have put 800 miles on this scooter, and I've had a couple of issues with it. I'll let you know what those were and then how they were fixed. So, first things first, this is clearly in the folded position. And what we'll do is we'll unfold it, we'll go through the features, and we'll go from there. So what we're going to do is go down here, bar up, and then it comes up. And then we'll clip it here. It's a nice, loud, sturdy click. There is a bar inside this that you can spin it to either make it a tighter fit or a looser fit. So just so you know about that. So up top, I put this on here. This is a 3D printed phone mount. It wasn't big enough, so I had to zip tie it on there, but it works just fine. So on the left hand side, you get your left grip, nothing special about it, no turn signals or anything like that. And then this right here is your electronic brake. Push that down and that allows your motor to brake. You do still have a hand lever, but I almost always use this one. I like the way it gradually slows you down, and it's regenerative braking, so you will get some of your power put back into your batteries. Okay, moving over here, you got the clip, and that's the part that clips down into this piece here when it locks when you fold it. I sometimes will put a speaker on there, like a JBL Clip 4. I'll throw that on there and then ride around and got some music going. In the center, you got the display. Press the button once, it turns it on. Nothing fancy about it. It's got your mode right here. And then down below that is your speed and then your battery life. The speed is in miles per hour. I'm not sure if you can change it to khm or not, but I don't use that anyways. So you got your speed or your mode, and that S, the red S, means you're in sport mode. And then if you click it twice, you can see it turn green, and that is in, I guess, eco mode, if you want to call it that. That maxes your speed out to about 15 miles per hour. And then when you're in sport mode, that maxes you out to 20 miles per hour. Now with that being said, I normally hit 19, 20 on this, the display says, but I've gone past the radar detectors on the streets, and when this says 20, it's actually clocking me at about 16 or 17 miles per hour. So I don't know which one's off, if the radar machine needs to be calibrated or what, or if this is just not that accurate. That never really bothered me though. So moving over to the right a little bit further, up top you have your lever brake, and that is the brake in the rear as well. It's a disc brake right there. And then right below that is your bell. It's got a nice heavy pull to it, and the sound is pretty good as well. This is your throttle. Okay, and then it is variable, so you don't have to have it held down all the time, or I mean, you could release it a little bit and go slower if you want, so that's nice. I know some of the cheaper scooters, it's either on or off. So then your right handle, nothing special about it either. Okay, now if you press the button once while it's on, that turns on the light. Press it again, turns it off. Pretty basic, but man, the scooter does get the job done. I press and hold, turn it off, just like that. Okay, coming around to the stem, you got just the basic stem going down, and then here's your locking mechanism right there. And here's your front wheel with the hub motor, so that is where your motor is at. And then you got a little guard right there. As you can see, my tires are pretty worn down for putting 800 miles on them. I never had to change the tires. While we're down here, I will let you know that one of the problems I did have was one of these screws backed out, and then I lost it. And I just went and just looked up the screw size and then bought a new one. Wasn't that big of a deal. And then right here is your charging port. It takes about 3.5–4 hours to charge when completely dead. Right here is where your key lock is. So the key lock unlocks the battery. So it puts your key in, turn it, and it'll release this part right here, and you can pull it on out. The batteries, I think they're like 6 pounds or about there. I've never had to replace my battery. I thought about getting a second one just for the extra distance, but I decided I didn't want to carry a 5-pound battery or 6-pound battery around in my backpack. Okay, you got little reflectors. I'm not sure if these are actually reflective. I don't think they are. I think it's more for style and looks. You got your brace for your rear fender. You do have a rear light that lights up. Turn it back on, and when you pull the brake, it turns your light on. Coming over here, you get your disc brake, your cable line. These are adjustable, so if you don't like the tension that's on the handle lever for your brake, you can adjust this by unscrewing that nut right here, and then pulling or pushing this line in and out. I haven't had to change that at all. Then again, like I said, I don't really use the lever brake very much. So down here is your tag information, and then obviously your kickstand. Just in case you don't know, you do not want to stand on the scooter while the kickstand is down. I've got 2 kids, and my daughter, for whatever reason, loves to stand on it and balance when it's sitting on the kickstand, and her kickstand on her scooter has broken off because of that. So overall, after putting 800 miles on this scooter, I really like it. The biggest issue I had was on the display. After about 200 miles, I started getting an E4 error. I reached out to Hiboy, and they sent me a new control board. And the control board, you take the battery out, and then inside, right in here, underneath, is where the control board sits. Pulled it out and then replaced it, and that fixed the issue. Other than that, and that screw backing out that I told you before, I have had no problems with this scooter for 800 miles. I'm going to continue using it. I've got other scooters as well. If you guys have any questions, comments, just shoot them over there in the comment section, and I will respond to them as quickly as I can. The pros that I have on this scooter, on the Hiboy S2R, is 1, the battery is replaceable, and it's very easy to replace. They're about $140 for a battery. 2, the speed is good. The battery life is decent. I wouldn't put the battery life as a pro, but I also wouldn't say it's a con. The drawbacks, well, actually no, I got one more pro, is that these are solid tires. They're not air filled, so I don't have to worry about getting a flat tire when I'm out riding around. So the drawbacks are actually the tires, because they are solid and they're not air filled. So the ride is a little bumpier than you would have with an air filled tire, and the scooter does not have any suspension, so it's very rigid when you're riding around and you hit the bumps and the cracks. And that's it. I don't think I have anything else negative or positive to say about it. Overall, it's a great scooter. I would buy another one. If I was going to buy another one for my kids, I would buy this one. Okay. On the Hiboy S2R, there is an application to use. You just download Hiboy application from the App Store. And we're going to run through it quick and show you how it works. So you can have your speedometer up there to tell you how fast you're going, your battery percentage, Bluetooth saying you're connected or not, lock button, turn your light off or on the scooter, settings, and then details, and then the drive mode, sport or eco, and then your cruise control off or on. So if we hit the lock button, it puts you into park. There's no passcode on the scooter itself to unlock it. It's done only by the application. So if you lock it and then your phone dies, well, that wouldn't be good. So don't do that. Hit it again, it unlocks it. Turn your light off, turn your light on, just like that. Settings. This allows you to go in and set some different settings. You got cruise control, and then you've got riding mode, speed limit value, lights, how you want to read your speed, boot mode, which is like, do you have to push off to get to go, or do you just have it set to 0 start? Mine's set to 0 start. Language, passcode. So the passcode is for the application, not for the scooter. Advanced settings, firmware update, and feedback. So if you go to firmware update, it'll look to see if there's any firmware. And then right here, it's probably going to tell me no. Or it's not going to tell me anything at all. Okay. And then we go up here, go to advanced settings, accelerated response, and brake response. So how fast do you want to accelerate? How hard do you want the electronic brake to kick in? Let's turn that up a little bit here. And we'll turn that one down a little bit there. Kind of save on battery if you lower your acceleration. Okay, so if you noticed, the screen did some stuff, and that's just because it's updating from the app to the control board. All right, we'll go back. You can change your sport or your drive mode. Details shows you the current details. You know, battery, speed, which obviously it's 0. Okay, and we already did the lights off and on. That's it. It's pretty basic. The app is good if you want to lock it when you walk into a convenience store and you set it right next to the window so you can see it from the outside. You just lock it. It's not going to prevent anybody from picking it up and walking away, but it does lock the motor down so it won't roll. All right, that's it. If you guys have any questions, comments, please leave them down below. And if you would, please give me a like and subscribe. It really helps with the algorithms. All right, guys. Talk to you later.